Evan Jacob's Quest, and today I just finished watching Moon Knight Episode 4. Obviously, this is going to be a full spoiler review, so go ahead and watch the show first. And, okay, let's just jump right into it. So this episode was all about them going to the tomb of Ammit. Basically, basically what they've been trying to do is that they're trying to get Ammit's last avatar, which they find out is a pharaoh. And so they go to this tomb and they go through all these little traps and all these like little puzzle rooms and all that stuff, right? Your typical like kind of tomb raiding kind of thing, right? Your Indiana Jones type stuff going on. And then basically what it turns out is that the pharaoh in question, the person whose tomb they're in, is Alexander the Great, which it's interesting. That's a good choice. It's cool that like, okay, he was an avatar for Ammit, right? I think my only thing is that, look, this show has largely avoided a lot of MCU connections, and I don't know. That's certainly a choice, and I know some people find it refreshing, but honestly, I'm kind of like, it leaves me with even less to speculate about when the show ends. I'm enjoying the show fine enough on its own, but without all these greater MCU connections, when the show ends, it kind of just ends. Like it's not like where like WandaVision and Loki and even even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it's like when it ends, I'm thinking about the greater implications of stuff that gets revealed because it all matters to the rest of the universe. Because this is so self-contained, it's like, oh, it's not, this could have been the Pharaoh, King the Conqueror's Pharaoh persona. I forget the name. There was even an Easter egg, famously. There's an Easter egg last episode on the back of one of the goons' jackets had, tiny little, the outline, the silhouettes of King the Conqueror's Pharaoh persona. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then they get to a pharaoh's tomb and it's Alexander the Great, so it's like that. It seems like that would have been a really easy connection to do. I don't know. It's little things like that where I'm like, okay, I get it. Moon Knight wants to kind of just be its own thing. Fine, I guess. But it does, for me, it takes a little bit of the fun away from watching the show without any connective tissue at all. Anyways, so yeah, they come across a bunch of these, like, I guess they were supposed to be like guardians of the tomb, and they're like mummy type creatures that are like they're like cutting people open on these tables, and I don't know exactly what they were doing. I don't know why they were cutting people open, but they capture some of Harrow's men, and you hear Harrow's people shooting at them, and Steven and Layla have to like run away from one of them, and it is like a pretty spooky moment, but I'm not entirely sure what these creatures' deal was. Like what was the magic that's keeping them alive? I guess it's Ammit, but isn't Ammit like imprisoned inside one of those statue things? I don't know. I don't entirely get it, but that's fine. Anyways, so basically they find Ammit's little statue thing, and this, just like exactly how like Khonshu is now, he's inside his own little statue thing. Now here's Ammit's. It was inside of the mouth of Alexander the Great. They had to like break his mouth open and reach inside, which is crazy. They're about to escape. They're about to get out of there, and they get cornered by Harrow. And Stephen Grant gets shot. He gets shot like twice, and he falls down. And then, and this is really like the most significant thing that happened in the whole episode, obviously, these final 10 minutes, we cut to a like bleach white mental institution, and the setting of it all, the decoration, the way everything looks, the architecture of the building, you can tell that this is, they could have done this two ways. they could have had it cut to a mental institution and said, okay, we're going to try to now convince the audience that this is what's really happening, and this is like a big reveal, and try to get the audience to actually question everything, right? But it doesn't seem like that's what they're trying to do, because it's pretty blatantly obvious that this is some sort of illusion or purgatory, you know, somewhere inside of Mark Spector's mind, you know, like, so this is not, you know, supposed to even look real, right? So it doesn't seem like the creators of the show are trying to trick the audience or trying to, like, you know, get them to question anything, because, you know, even you know, like the therapist is oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. Harrow. The therapist is Harrow, but, you know, even like his office has like these crazy, the doorway is like this crazy, almost tomb looking thing, you know, against all this white mental institution background, you know. So it's clear that, like, they're not trying to entirely convince you that this is what's happening, you know. They're definitely letting you know that, like, okay, this can't be real. And yeah, I think what we get here is probably the most interesting thing that's happened in the show the whole time, because, you know, for at least a moment, you know, at least a handful of minutes, you can see that Mark Spector's, you know, they're trying to teach him, like, oh, Mark, you okay? You're watching this movie about these archaeologists and these Aztec gods, and then Harrow's office has a couple of Egyptian things hanging around, and you could be like, oh, it was all in his imagination. He just pieced together all these things, and that's what we've seen as the show the whole time, you know. But of course he ends up running away and escaping, and then he goes inside a bathroom down a long hallway, and he finds an Egyptian sarcophagus, and inside is Stephen Grant. So he opens that one up, and then they're going down the hallway, and you actually see another doorway open, and there's another sarcophagus trying to get open. They don't open this one, but, you know, this is the second episode in a row. They've definitely hinted towards there being more personalities. Now, you know, I guess the show, maybe they're waiting for season 2, I don't know, but they still have not, like, you know, shown this other personality, but there obviously is at this point, you know. So I don't know, I wonder if that's going to be like the end of the season kind of cliffhangers, that, like, oh, we finally see the other personality that they just haven't shown us yet. And then we get, I think the coolest thing is they're trying to escape down this hallway, right? They're like, all right, we got to get out of here, you know? And they get stopped by this Egyptian hippo deity looking thing. And then it's got like this normal, it sounds like a secretary, like, hi, you know, which was really funny. And then they both scream, and then that's how the episode ends. So, you know, based on the context of the situation, yeah, Mark Spector is in the process of dying, right? But instead of just dying like he should, you know, this is like the second time in his life that he should have just died, right? He's now in this sort of purgatory situation. It's not okay, the river Styx, that's the Greeks. Okay, what was the Egyptians equivalent to that? They had, oh man, I cannot remember. I'm not caught up on all the Egyptian god lore here, so I don't quite remember, like, what was their deal. They had was it the river or something? Anyway, someone's gonna tell me. Anyways, but, you know, essentially the equivalent of the river Styx, where it's like, all right, we're basically in purgatory, we're traveling to the afterlife, but now it looks like maybe some of the gods, this hippo god, I don't know which one this is, I'm again not caught up on all the Egyptian gods, looks like they might be paying him a visit. It might be helping him out of this situation, trying, you know, he's gonna have to free Khonshu and come back to life somehow. So we'll see how this all works out. Maybe somehow in this, like, purgatory world, he can free Khonshu from there instead of having to, like, physically go to go to the pyramids where all the gods meet up, and all the gods' avatars meet up and try to free Khonshu there, because that's where his statue is. In fact, we see at the beginning of this episode, we see all the different statues that the gods have had, and it looks like they've gotten almost their entire pantheon. They've gotten like a dozen different god statues there. So I don't know, but my thing is that I hope we see more of the gods here, like this hippo deity, whoever this is. I hope we see more gods, because that's ultimately what I wanted in this. We see Khonshu all the time, and now we're seeing this hippo god. Why can't we see more gods? That's why I was so kind of disappointed with the, like, oh, we're gonna meet up with all the gods and their avatars in the pyramids, and then it's just a bunch of people talking. We don't actually see the gods, which it felt like a missed opportunity. Like, I wanted to actually see them, but anyways, so yeah, this episode ends in this pretty interesting place, and I gotta be honest, guys, the first 3 episodes, the show so far, it's been fine. It started off really interesting, and then it's kind of just, I don't know, they're just like, all right, we gotta stop Harrow from awakening Ammit, and we got the scarab, and now they got the scarab, and now we're trying to figure out where her statue might be, and that's pretty much the show. And I don't know, it feels like with all these personalities and this whole Moon Knight thing, it feels like it should be a lot more engaging than it actually is turning out to be. But yeah, this whole purgatory mental institution type situation, this is the most interesting that the show's been in a while. It really is. So I don't know, I think we got 2 episodes left, 3 episodes left, something like that. So I hope that they can come out with like a really amazing ending. But kind of just like with the whole lack of Marvel connections, I'm finding myself, like, when the show ends, I'm not sitting here thinking about it. I'm not talking about it with anyone, like with Loki and all those other shows. I would go to work and I would like talk to people about it. Like, did you watch this show? Did you see this episode? Oh my God, can you believe this thing happened? And now this is happening and that's happening. I have not done that at all with Moon Knight. It's, and it kind of sucks feeling this way, because I'm like, it feels like there's a much more interesting show in here. It's just not coming out somehow, because the show ends and I'm like, that was fine, and then that's it. I just wait a week and I'm like, oh yeah, Moon Knight's coming out. Like, I'm not like super invested in it yet, and I want to be. I actively, like, I want this to be more interesting than it's turned out to be. So hopefully this big, some people, I'm sure some people out there are gonna be like, are gonna take this at face value. They're not gonna notice all the weird stuff that's clearly not really happening in the mental institution. Some people out there are gonna think that this really is a reveal for the show, and that, oh no, it all really was fake. And some people are gonna like take that at face value, and those people are probably gonna have like a really exciting week, because they'll be like, oh my God, can you believe it was all fake the whole time? Which of course that's not actually what's happening here. But anyways, yeah, I enjoyed the episode fine. It was more entertaining than the last couple episodes have been. And again, I hope that the show continues to kind of pick itself up and I don't know, go really out there. You have a guy who has different personalities and an Egyptian god and these powers, and you have all these like mythical creatures that he can fight. Like, go crazy, do something, and that's kind of how it's felt. Like, they're on this treasure hunt to stop this other god from being awakened, and they fought, most of the people that they fought have been like guys with guns, and I'm like, okay, surely there's like crazier stuff we can be doing. I don't know, it's just me. I'm not trying to like put the show down, but it is, I think it's just fine. It's not like amazing or great even. It's fine. It's fine. So I don't know. That's how I feel right now. Hopefully the ending gets even better. This was, at the very least, this was a really interesting way to end the episode. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your theories. Let me know how you're feeling about the show overall. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.